Becky Lynch had a bandage on the back of her neck after that zombie bite from Shayna Baszler. She hasn't turned yet, so maybe the zombie virus did not get into her bloodstream. Becky also had a bag with her, which she turned upside down, and out fell a few $100 bills, but if you look closely, there were a lot of singles in there as well. She said she was paying her fine up front for what she was going to do to Shayna Baszler. She was totally going to a strip club. I mean, there were a lot of singles in that bag. She was totally going to a strip club later. I like it. Shayna was there on the big screen. She talked about her being a part of the Women's Elimination Chamber match next month. They've announced a chamber match to determine Becky's challenger at WrestleMania, which isn't predictable at all, of course. In the chamber will be Shayna Baszler, Asuka, Natty, and all 3 ex-Riot Squad members, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan. Why Sarah Logan is in there and not Kairi Sane, I have no idea. Kairi is cleared. She even had a match. She got a win on Monday night over Natty. Yet Natty is in the chamber and not Kairi Sane. Makes no sense. Why not build to an opening in the chamber match? An opening sequence where Asuka and Kairi, they're the women's tag team champions. Supposedly a random draw, right? Maybe you open the chamber with Asuka against Kairi Sane. They're the first 2 chosen to start the chamber. The women's tag team champions forced to go at it for the first 5 minutes. Or not. I suppose they could just make funny faces at all the other women in their pods and just kind of double team the first person who gets out. But I'd love to see that. Asuka and Kairi Sane going at it for the first 5 minutes. I do think Kairi is probably on her way out. I do think she is probably leaving. I don't know when her deal is up. I mean, she could have another year on it for all I know. I don't know, but there's been a lot of chatter about her and Io Shirai, maybe going back to Japan and going back to Stardom when their deals are up. Io is married to Evil from New Japan, which is, I saw there was one wrestling news website, and I forget which one it was, but this just goes to show you why you really need to be careful. And you really need to be selective with what websites you pick and choose to get your news from. And I've talked about the sites before that I find more reliable than others. But my God, there was one site that had a whole news item on Kairi Sane getting married. Because that was, even WWE reported on it. Kairi Sane this week got married to her fiance, I believe a couple days ago, actually. They tied the knot. She's been in a long-distance relationship, she says, with her fiancé for many years. They just got married. They want to start a family together. But this one website had this whole write-up on Kairi getting married, and the lead item in the first paragraph is, Kairi Sane marries a New Japan Pro Wrestling star. And in the first 2 lines, it says that Kairi married NJPW star Evil. How do you fuck that up? I guess they all look the same to this particular website. Kairi Sane is not married to Evil. That's Io Shirai. That's a pretty big fuck up. Be very, very careful with where you get your news from. Just listen to this podcast. That's all you need. I'm not pulling news from websites like that. I can tell you that much. Holy shit. Unless, boy, wouldn't that be something for Evil if he was married to both Kairi Sane and Io Shirai. He'd be the luckiest guy on earth. But I don't think that's the way it works over there in Japan. Maybe other countries. Not Japan. But Kairi is married now. And I just feel she's not going to be sticking around. I'll be sad to see her go if she does leave. Both of them. If Io leaves too, I'll be very upset. They've been great, especially Io in NXT since her heel turn. She's been fantastic. She's been out with an injury. I think she's due back in the next few weeks. But we'll see. We'll see where they end up. But I know they want her back badly in Japan. WWE probably wanted all 3 Riot Squad members in the chamber for some kind of spot that they plan on doing. I could not care less about the Riot Squad. I wasn't a big fan of the Riot Squad to begin with. I mean, individually, like Ruby, I think is very good. I like her, and I was very curious what they would do with Liv when they brought her back. I've not been impressed. But the Riot Squad faction, I just don't give a shit about. So whatever they may have planned here, it doesn't really faze me. I just think I don't know, I just feel like Logan in there is a waste of a spot. I say have it come down to Shayna and Asuka, the 2 most dominant women's champions in the history of NXT. Create some drama. You know? Even though I'm sure it'll probably end up being Shayna and Natty. So they're going to make Shayna qualify for the match at WrestleMania. It's predictable, but it is what it is. You know, they have a pay-per-view to fill before then. They have to put something on paper for the Elimination Chamber. Shayna says that she comes from the cage fighting world, so this is right up her alley. She's got the advantage. She says she didn't plan on biting Becky last week. It just happened. And then she said, I'm going to tear the shit out of you. That last line of her promo upset at least one fan on social media. A father who tweeted Shayna Baszler and said, I don't mind if you pull something like this, but my kids were watching. And if you aren't going to keep it PG, you should say so. Uh-oh! The PG police are out. This was Shayna's response to this person. She says, or you could be a father and tell them that I am a terrible person and they shouldn't like me for that. Or that they will get grounded and their tablets taken away if they ever do that. Because I don't give a crap about your kids, so I won't modify my behavior for them. Bravo, I say. I love her so much for saying that. The segment aired during the second hour of the show, probably 9:30 or so. They use salty language on Raw from time to time. If you're that protective of your child's virgin ears, then they shouldn't be watching simulated fighting at 9 o'clock at night. After they're done watching Blue's Clues, you can tuck them in at 5 o'clock. Okay, put their nightlight on, bar the door shut so they can't escape. Lock yourself away in the basement when you watch Raw so Shayna's promo doesn't enter their little sensitive ear canals. Why would you even tweet something like that to Shayna Baszler if it bothered you that much? She doesn't write this stuff. What do you think? She's in the back, she's got the reading glasses on, she's sitting around the fucking desk with everybody at the production meeting writing her own promo? She's playing a part on a television show. You have such a big problem with it, write the company. Tweet Vince McMahon. I wish Shayna Baszler would go to that guy's house and bite each one of his fingers off so he can't tweet stupid shit to anybody ever again.